today.
No. What is your question? No, Mr. Elizondo, no.
Your Honor, respectfully, as a bailor and grantor, I've granted this court equitable title for settlement of any
No,
charges.
sir. This is a criminal court. No, sir. Mr. Elizondo.
Your Honor, for the record, respectfully, I am a Texas common law free man. I do not participate in corporate Ponzi schemes that require me to have registration.
This is not that, sir. This is not. Mr. Elizondo, stop. No, Mr. Elizondo, stop. Mr. Elizondo, stop. Mr. Elizondo, stop.
A man claiming to be a sovereign citizen just got into an intense argument with a judge in court, and this is something you'll definitely want to watch. He's there over a basic charge of driving without valid insurance, which could have been resolved by simply paying a $100 fine. Instead, he chose to send only $3 and is now trying to argue his sovereign citizen beliefs right in the courtroom. Honestly, it almost feels like he's treating the justice system like some kind of discount deal. While watching this for the first time, I even noticed what looked like a classroom whiteboard in the back row, which made me wonder if he might actually be a teacher. Just imagine if someone like this is teaching children these ideas. Anyway, let's take a look at how the judge firmly shuts down his arguments in court.
Good morning, Your Honor. My Christian name is Jose and my family name is Elizondo. I am the bailor today and respectfully ask an issue to raise.
Wait, Mr. Elizondo, wait. Jose Elizondo, I show that you have one case pending and that is expired registration. Do you understand that's the charge that is pending against you?
Yes, I understand, but respectfully.
Okay, sir. Okay, hang on. There's several steps we need to take over. Were you able to hear my explanation about defendant's rights and options that I went over at the start of court?
Yes.
Do you have any questions about those rights or options?
Yes.
Go ahead. What's your question?
Okay, respectfully, I haven't received my documentation that I requested in a timely manner to proceed today.
No. What is your question? No, Mr. Elizondo, no. What is your question about the rights and options that I went over at the start of court?
I have no questions regarding that.
Okay, then to this charge of expired registration, actually, I'm going to stop and say, you mailed in payment.
I did.
You mailed in $3 and you have a balance due of $129. So with that payment of $3, we've already entered a plea of no contest for you because Texas law allows that to be entered for you. So we're set here to determine, are you able to make the balance of your payment by Monday, or do you need some time to pay that out?
Your Honor, respectfully, as a bailor and grantor, I've granted this court equitable title for settlement of any charges.
No, sir. This is a criminal court. No, sir. Mr. Elizondo, this is not a civil court. There are no parties like that in this proceeding. You're a defendant. You're not a grantor. I'm the judge. And so that does not apply to this court. You may have read that might be something in a civil court. That does not apply here. So my question to you, sir, is since you've already mailed in payment and indicated a plea of no contest by mailing in a payment under Texas law, can you get the balance paid by Monday, or do you need some time to pay that out, or do you have a financial situation that you need a financial packet?
Your Honor, for the record, respectfully, I am a Texas common law free man. I do not participate in corporate Ponzi schemes that require me to have registration.
This is not that, sir. This is not. Mr. Elizondo, stop. Mr. Elizondo, stop. This is not the time to make a statement. You see, we have like 12 other people who are set here. You're set on a criminal charge. This is not time for you just to go and make a statement about a civil matter that it is not set in this court.
So are you saying that I don't have civilian due process of law?
No, but you're not. This is not a civil matter. You're raising terms in regards to this as if this were like a civil lawsuit. This is a criminal charge where you've already.
It's not criminal, Your Honor.
Yes, it is, sir. This is a Class C criminal charge in Texas, displaying an expired registration. That is a Class C criminal charge, and you mailed in partial payment. So I'm trying to determine, are you able to make the rest of your payment by Monday, or do you need some time to pay it out?
I have the right to equitable title for this settlement or any charges on the doctrine of trust merge.
This is not a matter. This is not a matter of a title to a vehicle or anything like that, sir. You seem to be confusing some civil law.
Well, I have some confusion because on Supreme Court case law Murdoch versus Pennsylvania, they clearly state that you don't need registration or insurance for private personal travel, and I don't consent to any corporate Ponzi scheme.
With all due respect, you're acting like a complete fool, my guy. This person is the perfect example of why Zoom court hearings probably should have been ended a long time ago. I mean, does the judge not know how to use the mute button? At this point, she either needs to silence his nonstop rambling or just bring the hearing to a close, because it's obvious he has no intention of paying what he owes. And seriously, if anyone can explain this, feel free to say so, but why did he even bother paying only $3 out of the $100 he owes? That's basically like walking into Starbucks, tossing $3 on the counter, and expecting them to give you a venti frappuccino. That's simply not how things work. Partial payments like that don't stop a legal case from continuing, so whatever his strategy was, it only makes him look even more foolish in front of the judge. Let me know if you understand why he did it, because it honestly seems like he thinks he's playing Monopoly while the rest of us are dealing with real life.
Okay, well, this is nothing to do with the corporation. This is a Texas charge, and you've already mailed in a payment for this. So you've indicated a plea of no contest. Are you saying that you're not pleading that then why did you give them $3?
As a bailior and grantor, I gave
no, Mr. Elizondo, stop. Mr. Elizondo, stop. Mr. Elizondo,
of trust
Mr. Elizondo, stop. Why did you mail in $3?
Because as a bailior and grantor, I have granted to this court equitable title for settlement of any.
No, sir. We do not settle. Sir, Mr. Elizondo, there's no party in a criminal charge that's called a bailior, and you cannot claim a position that is not one in this court.
Your Honor,
there's no status of bailior. No, sir. Listen, I need you to listen to me. There's no status of bailior or grantor in this criminal court. You may have read some cases in regards to some other matter. You are a defendant. No, Mr. Elizondo, you need to be quiet and listen. You're a defendant. You mailed in $3, which is partial payment of a total of $132. All right. Now, by law, when you mail in a payment, a plea of no contest is entered. All right. So my question to you was, when you mailed in the $3, was that your intent to make a partial payment, requesting a payment plan, or were you attempting to post a bond?
My intent was, like I said, I am the bailior and grantee. I have granted this court equitable title for settlement of any charges under doctrine of trust merge. That's my answer to your question.
Okay. That is not an answer that applies in criminal court. So based upon your payment of $3, the court has already entered a plea of no contest, and I'm going to order that you get the balance paid,
Your Honor, respectfully.
Within 30 days.
Okay, Your Honor, respectfully, with those documents that you have, I didn't receive any documentation requested in a timely manner to proceed today. Outlining my full warranto under Chapter 66 of Texas Civil Practice Code, which is
stop, Mr. Elizondo, stop. The Civil Practice Code does not apply to this courtroom. This is the Code of Criminal Procedure applies to the criminal courtroom. So the Civil Code does not apply.
But I still have a civilian due process, Your Honor.
Well, yeah,
I have not entered a plea.
You did by mailing it in. By mailing that in, that's entering a plea of no contest. You mailed in a payment of $3.
Your Honor,
you can get the balance paid.
The reason why I did that, as a bailior and grantor, like I stated multiple times, I've granted this court equitable title for settlement.
Okay, Mr. Elizondo.
Merge.
Mr. Elizondo, were you wanting to plead not guilty and request a trial?
No. Respectfully, Your Honor. Constitutionally, too. For the record, I am a Texas common law free man. I do not participate in any Ponzi schemes that require me to have registration and insurance. I do not consent quasi-jurisdiction. Respectfully, Your Honor, I plead for a civilian due process of law.
This guy honestly seems to believe that by saying respectfully right before interrupting the judge, she's suddenly going to change her decision and excuse him over the $3 small he paid. That's not how being respectful actually works. And can we mention the whiteboard behind him? From what I can make out, it almost looks like he could be a teacher, which is a pretty alarming thought considering the kind of ideas he might be sharing with students. If any of you can clearly read what's written on that board, feel free to point it out, because if he really is a teacher, that would be wild. Also, keep in mind that judges can fine someone for wasting the court's time, even if that person is representing themselves, so piling sovereign citizen arguments on top of everything else only makes the situation worse. I'm curious what you think the judge should do here, since my opinion leans towards stricter consequences. Personally, I think there should be additional fines for people who clog up the courts and waste everyone's time, but I know not everyone agrees, so share your thoughts.
Okay, well, you're
Under Section 1, Article 10.
Okay, Mr. Elizondo, you're receiving the exact same due process that every other person who's appeared in this court has. And you have mailed in a payment of $3, and that payment is received as a plea of no contest.
Who is my accuser, Your Honor, respectfully?
The state of Texas. That citation that you received, that is the accusation. And
okay, well, I would like to go to trial for this.
So you're indicating that you wish to change your plea from no contest to not guilty?
Yes.
All right. And you wish to waive your right to jury trial, or do you wish to request a jury trial?
No.
So no jury trial. You wish to waive your right to a jury trial?
1 second, please. Never mind. Give me a jury trial, please.
So you wish to request a jury trial?
Yes.
Okay. And you will be representing yourself, or will you be retaining counsel?
Myself.
Okay. Do you understand that if you request a jury trial, if you're found guilty, in addition to the regular state court cost, there is an additional jury trial court cost that's assessed if you're convicted. Your case is going to be reset for a pretrial hearing that is going to be for our May contest docket, which is at 6 p.m. on May 7th.
Tell me what you thought about that sovereign citizen in the comments before we move on to the next hearing, because honestly I feel like the judge could have been a bit stricter in that situation, though she wasn't too bad overall. Now get ready, because this next sovereign citizen completely loses control and even claims that he was kidnapped. Yes, you heard that correctly. Sometimes it's hard to believe these people are actually real. I once saw another guy try the same tactic, and the judge just sat there with a blank expression as if to say, "Are you finished?" Anyway, let's jump into this one because I honestly don't know who's going to be worse, the previous guy or the one we're about to watch next.
Attacked and assaulted and kidnapped 2 different times, just one time. Recite your oath of office, your delegation of authority order, and your bond information.
What is your name?
I am Brian. My family name is Wilkinson.
All right. We'll go on the record in State of Kansas versus Brian J. Wilkinson. Case number 25 CR 67. The state appears by County Attorney Darren DeVinny. Mr. Wilkinson appears in person by Zoom. We're here for a first appearance. Mr. Wilkinson, you're appearing by a summons. I'm going to go over your charges with you. There are 3 counts, all alleged to have occurred on June 4th, 2024 in Butler County, Kansas. Count 1 alleges you were in unlawful possession of methamphetamine. That is a level 5 drug felony. Count 2 alleges you were in unlawful possession of paraphernalia for use. That is a Class B non-person misdemeanor. Count 3 is an allegation of possession of marijuana, also a Class B non-person misdemeanor. Do you understand what you've been charged with, Mr. Wilkinson?
I do not understand, Your Honor.
What don't you understand?
I had thought that this matter was already settled on the case that Mr. Watts was representing me for.
Okay, I'm not aware of that particular matter. That may have been a different case. I'm not sure.
Well, there wasn't a different case. I mean, I wasn't attacked and assaulted and kidnapped 2 different times, just one time.
Mr. DeVinny, do you know anything about another case involving Mr. Wilkinson?
Let's see. Well, I know there's criminal history. I know he's a B on the grid. He has out of at least Butler County cases, we've got a driving while suspended, an old 23 traffic case that's closed. And then he has this open case now for possession of methamphetamine.
Do you know of, is there one where Mr. Watts representing that you know of?
Not that I'm aware of. Well, Your Honor.
All right. Well, I don't know, Mr. Wilkinson. That can be sorted out. Can you afford to hire an attorney to represent you?
I'm sui juris.
Excuse me?
I'm sui juris, and I would appreciate it, Your Honor, if you would recite your oath of office, your delegation of authority order, and your bond information for the
I'm not
record.
going to do that, Mr. Wilkinson. Can you afford to hire an attorney?
I am not a ward of the court. I'm not an idiot. I know how to speak for myself.
Okay. Do you wish to
won't be-
represent yourself?
Well, I am myself. I can't represent myself, but yes,
Are
I
you,
will be talking for myself.
all right. You understand you have a right to have an attorney represent you on this case?
Yeah, but that makes me a ward of the court. If I am seen as too stupid to talk for myself,
Based on what he said about 30 seconds ago regarding being a so-called sovereign jurist and wanting the judge to act as his trustee, I'm comfortable saying he clearly lacks the ability to represent himself. It seems like we're dealing with either extreme ignorance or outright delusion, with nothing in between. I can imagine he was caught with a small bag of drugs, went online afterward, stumbled into some sovereign citizen theory, and convinced himself he could outsmart the legal system. The reality is you cannot simply declare yourself exempt from the law as if you're signing up for a gym membership. That's not how it works. I once knew someone in high school who believed showing a fake badge would help him avoid a speeding ticket, and unsurprisingly, it ended badly. Situations like this often feel like people are acting out scenes from a social media conspiracy video. In the end, it comes across as either a huge ego combined with the belief that the world is against them, or just a fundamental lack of understanding.
Do you understand that if you can't afford an attorney to represent you, one would be appointed for you?
I also understand that all attorneys' first duty is for the court and not for their clients. So
do you
I wouldn't
understand
want.
you have that right, Mr. Wilkinson?
I do understand my rights. Yes,
Okay.
Your Honor.
I'm going to go ahead and appoint James Watts to represent you if you think that he's represented you on something that may be in line with this case. So he'll be with you when you appear back in front of me, and that'll be on my preliminary hearing control docket. Do you have something to write with, Mr.
Yes,
Wilkinson?
sir.
All right. Your
Yes,
court
sir.
date will be in front of me by Zoom on May the 19th at 2:30.
May 19th, 2:30 p.m.
That's correct. Do you have Mr.
Okay.
Watts' contact information?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Okay. You might contact his office and let them know that court date. We need to set a bond. Mr. Devaney, what's your recommendation for bond?
The defendant does appear here voluntarily by summons here today, so I'd request a $10,000 OR bond for the defendant.
What was the amount?
$10,000.
All right, I'll set a $10,000 OR bond. He'll need to be processed, I'm assuming.
Well, he initially had a first appearance back on June 5th of 24 at 1:30. At that point, we were waiting on KBI Labs and we released him. So I believe he's actually been arrested and processed.
Okay.
He just needs to come to 201 West Pine. If he can make it here today before 5, that's great. If not, probably on Monday to come up to the front desk so he can sign his bond.
All right. Mr. Wilkinson, can you make it up to the Judicial Center this afternoon to sign your OR bond?
It'll probably need to be Monday, Your Honor.
Sure, go ahead and sign your bond so you can enter into a contract with the court, but honestly, what is he even talking about? Sometimes these arguments make absolutely no sense. Based on what he just attempted, I'm comfortable labeling him a sovereign citizen. One moment he's claiming to be a free man on the land, and the next he's saying he wants a lawyer and will report to jail on Monday to sort everything out. It's hard to figure out what he's actually trying to accomplish. It feels like watching someone rage quit a video game and then come back asking for cheat codes. There's even an old law in Indiana that supposedly allows someone to avoid a duel if they apologize before it begins. Maybe that would have been a better strategy. Let me know whether you think he was truly a sovereign citizen or just under the influence of something, because I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it, and feel free to share any recommendations in the comments. Take care, everyone.